say, is it okay? No, of course it is. So accept that recording. Notice. Well, welcome. This is the class Canva, and it's our video class. So Canva for video editing. Welcome. Those of you who are live, we're going to go with a poll question. Those of you watching the recording, I'm going to share this poll out so that everyone can see, and I'll bring it here to my shared screen. And I'd like to know, we have 9 participants joining us live. I'd like to know if everybody got their educator account. I did send out a video that is about how to apply. So if you're watching this recording and you need to know that, I'm putting a link to a recording I've already made, and that way you can apply, and that will be inside this recording's description. And in the description, you'll find a link and you can watch it. For some folks, it's a piece of cake. They can get in without any problem. Others need to upload a verified form. It could be a picture of your teaching license. It could be a letter from the school saying you're currently employed by that district. It could be a PDF or picture of a pay slip that says you are employed by the district. Because Canva does give premium level access to us as educators, which is wonderful. So I'm going to end this poll. I think we have everyone because one more person just joined. So welcome. And I want to be sure everybody gets counted. So just put into our chat what district you're from, and unless that was just a second device joining. So here we see these results already because I'm sharing this for those in the recording. That most of us are already verified, so it's going to be pretty easy. Just a few are waiting, and we have one who has not yet applied. So I'm going to stop that for the group, and let's get going. You can follow along with your own screen, or you can just sit back and watch, and we are here at canva.com. At Canva, we see a lot. And so let's just start where it's pretty obvious. So what will you design today? And this class is Canva for video editing. So let's hit the video button. And when I come here, there's all types of videos that they are suggesting to us. Templates galore. And that's what's going to save us time, is something already started for us. Videos, we have mobile videos, Facebook. Notice something, the formatting, right? These are horizontal, these are more of a portrait format, and these are square. Also Instagram and TikTok. For us, we're going for the landscape, the horizontal videos. So let's click See All in that area. Now on the left sidebar, notice there it says 16 by 9. That's what's already pre-selected. That's a standard size. That'd be like your television, your computer monitor, your projector in your classroom. So think of that whenever you are preparing and creating. Now, after I just make that note, categories are at the top. So look across there. Not only did they start us off with templates to get the proportions right, now we have categories to get a template for creating an intro about ourselves. So that's the assignment here in class. Whether you're live or watching the recording, you're going to email me a little intro that hopefully you can use any time of school year, whether it's beginning of school, it could be a QR code you make for your classroom door for people who pass by. It could be when a new semester starts or for a new course. why don't we stick with educational, even though there are a lot of fun ideas? When you click the educational category, it now has limited down to 558 templates that are educational focused. This gives us graphics, it gives us little intros that are going to be more appropriate for school. And you may scroll down and be having a hard time choosing, but we know this is a quick assignment. I'm just going to grab one myself. When you click it, it lets you approve it or preview it. If you like it, then click Customize this template. And we're going to use this template. Yours may look different, of course, but this will let us tour the screen. And on the left there, let's just condense this sidebar. You can do that by clicking this little tab to hide. It gives us more space to focus on what's important. Parts of the screen. Look at the bottom here. This is the timeline, and they have each video clip called a page. We can toggle between this timeline view and page view by clicking the word duration. So give that a shot. And now we can see we could add a page. You might feel more comfortable when you're thinking of slides in a PowerPoint or slides in a Google Slides project, that those also represent pages. So it's similar to that, but the difference is we can view this in the length of time it would actually last. So that's how you would toggle between the two. We also have audio. This template came with audio. Maybe yours didn't, but I see this purple line. And when I click it, it allows me to expand it. And when I expand that, I get these 3 ellipses, this little dots right there, where I can look at audio tools. And we could adjust the audio. And we see it actually lasts much longer. We also, and I'm going to leave that area. I'm going to click these 3 dots, and feel free to click yourself through your own project. We also have volume. That's going to be very important here. That's set at 61 right now. And I could also mute that volume. And when I click on my audio track, I can also duplicate or just delete it to remove it. Beat sync is going to let me sync the beats with my pages in my presentation. And I'm not going to get that fancy with a basic class. So let's go ahead and move on from the audio area. Now, the line with the black triangle is the playhead. I have to have my mouse here. I'm going to need to be in duration in order to see that. So anytime if you're missing this playhead, it's because you're not in duration mode. You're just in page. So that is a quick way for you to drag, to fast forward, and rewind quickly throughout your recording. Now, I'm going to adjust this. I can click anywhere on the slide. If you see text, clicking once will activate that text box. You can click twice, it'll select everything in that, and I can start typing to override the text that was there. Across the top, you have text tools such as color and styles and effects, but let's just customize this to ourselves. So you can do this with your own because this is yours. A double click, I select it all, and my name will go there for my intro video. You can also come to the side and get text features added, but we're going simple for now. And moving on, we can change the size of things. If it's hard to see down below this timeline, look over here to the right side where you could zoom the page or zoom. Just click anywhere on this. You can zoom the thumbnails or the page, depending on which one has the darker border on it, is the one that will be adjusted. So you can really zoom in and work on small details. Or if I click this, now the thumbnails will be increased. And I can really focus on, milliseconds here if I had to. Because really this whole long piece is only 10 seconds long. So I can really work at a granular level. Now then, the opposing arrows will also put your project into a full screen mode over here. And that also played my audio. I hope that wasn't too loud for you all. And at the bottom right, I can reduce that. So let's get out of our full screen. I just hit my escape key. And as you get more pages, for example, students could be turning in their projects to you and you could add their page here. You would have a lot of pages possibly to shuffle in order, and this would let you move them about very quickly, similar to PowerPoint. So then I'm going to ask our group one more poll question, and let's see what we have. And this is my next question. I'll put this here in our video recording for those of you watching this. And I'd like to know from the 10 of you here live, have you ever used Canva? And so we see we have a good half of us have never used Canva. You probably wouldn't come in and use Canva for video first thing, but if this appealed to you because it's video editing and you may do projects with your students like this, or you have a project like a graduation video or a sports recruitment video, then certainly this would draw you for that reason alone. So, okay, more than half of us have never used Canva, and we're split on using it only a little or whenever you need it. That's great. Now then, I'm going to end that poll and move forward. That gives me a better feel, and if the speed of this is too fast, just shout out in the chat to let me know. And I want to look at our chat for a moment because I do see, Courtney, you have a Google error 403. Was that related to accessing Canva? Was it for something else? So it looks like she's typing. We'll give her some time. Oh, in creating a Canva. That's interesting. I don't know why just hitting create. Go back, and something you can do, doesn't like her Google account. I see, okay. At waynedale.us for Southeast. So if you were trying to create your account during this portion, I'm going to have to help you out at a later time, but that's a new one to me. And at the end of class, Courtney, I'm sorry if you're not able to get in with your school Google account, but since that's new, we'll have to address that a little later. I apologize. Okay, great. So she can be patient. I appreciate that. So I want to pause here on our recording and really let our live folks take a moment without me talking and rambling to allow them to work. But I'm also going to poll them to ask if they would like to continue on or if they want the time to work. So this will dictate what we do next. And I know not everybody has accounts, so we'll see where this falls. Those of you watching the recording, by all means, you're going to just pause it, go work a little bit and come back. Okay, we have plenty of people saying we're going to move on, so let's do that. Thanks, everybody. So that's what we'll do. No reason to pause. Let's look here on the left now. The left sidebar will display in full size anytime you click an icon over there on the left. Doesn't matter what you click. I'd like you to click on elements if you're following along. Now, elements, they are categorized by what you've recently used. We have lines and shapes, graphics, stickers, photos. There are videos. It keeps going. Audio, charts, tables, frames, grids, and then they're going to have all these little matchy collections down below. Let's move back up to their video section and see all. At the top, they have categories similar to how the templates were, and then the templates had categories. So it's very organized for us. And I'm going to quickly scroll through this just to see what's available. And we eventually get toward the end, they'll have a school category. So again, we're making an intro video about ourselves and school would work. And you can then look for something in there that you like. And all we're going to do is add this to our project on page 2. If you would prefer, you can go through and pick one of those. I'm going to actually change this. And I'm going to type back to school. Okay, a lot less results, but more specific. So if that's what my intro was going to be about, I would want to pick one from here. They show you how long they last. We see the graduation cap because we have, if you have a premium level, that shows that you would have to pay for this or would be locked out of this if you didn't have the premium educational account. Ones without a mark, that would be free to everybody because you can have Canva with an account for free too. You'll just be limited by what they give for free. I don't have to pick one of these videos, so I'm not saying you guys have to, but I can even search without the topics, the categories. So back to school again, let's just search for that. There are back to school graphics, photos. We were just in the back to school video area, sounds or frames. So for this, I'm actually going to be looking for, how about a background? So I just wanted to show you some searching. I'm going to go for a background. And I'm doing this because I'm going to show you guys in a little bit how you can do a screen recording. And the screen recording is going to go on a page. So this will just be the background where that screen recording goes. You guys can pick anything you want for your page too. By searching the word background, it's going to provide backgrounds that are graphics, that are photos, even videos. So I want to see all of those. These might be appropriate for my background project. So if I see something that I like, I can select it. And I'm going to go to my recent, only because I want to use a specific one that I really liked. Now, if you've been clicking while I was searching, you might find that a single click put this background or put the other video on top of your first video on the same page. So a single click, that's not what you want to do. So up here, there's an undo arrow. So I can undo that. If you drag and drop, you can then decide it can go on top of a page or I can make a new page. So that's what we would like to do, is make a new page by dragging and dropping. This only lasts for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So we are going to have a 15-second project right now. And we see that there are ellipses right here, these 3 dots on my page too, and controls for that single page. as well as notes. Notes are nice if you are presenting and you need to have something like a script to follow. I'll let you, just like speaker notes in a PowerPoint or a Google slide. So I have added the background, and this is again where I want to pause for those of us who are live, and I want to ask you again, if you're adding a new page, even if it's with a personal account, if it's with your educational account, then I want to see if you would like to work on this. So let's see. Oh, just quickly in our chat, if you guys need more time to put in a background, I see I don't have a poll question for this, or if you would like to move on, you can just type in our chat. So when I see at least a few of you respond in our chat, if you want to work or if you are ready to move on. Okay, got two who can move on. I don't want to leave anybody behind. And if you, this is a fun activity. It's a fun tool to use. So I could see how we could get diving off into our word searches and looking at some of their templates really quickly. All right, I'm seeing more who are ready to move on. Great. Thank you for those of you who responded. So that's what we'll do. We're going to keep moving on. There's a section here on the left sidebar called Uploads. And when I click here, this is going to include anything that I can upload from my computer. And it could include graphics, it can include photos. So you can kind of see what I've been up to over the last few months, the kind of projects that I do. And it sorts them by images, by your own videos, or by your audio files. Here where we see upload files, if you don't have anything on your computer, because often it might be coming from another source, you can reach out to your Facebook account, out to your Google Drive. If these are things students have turned into you and they've recorded and turned something in through Google Classroom, you can add it here and you would simply connect your Google Drive. And it's talking there about photos. So let me come back to these uploads. You can also reach out to your Instagram or Dropbox accounts. Next, we're going to look at this record yourself. I'm not going to upload anything because this is what I'm after. A lot of our schools were able to get Screencastify to record the screen, or you could use your own phone or a Chromebook camera to record yourself. But some of those extra features we've had throughout COVID and remote learning are gone, and our schools no longer license those. So if you need a tool to record your screen or yourself, this is it. Canva will do that. So I'm going to click Record Yourself. And here, this is why I had to save my video. My camera was needed for this. Up pops a little circle. You have frames to change the shape. Honestly, I like the circle better. You have some filter and effects to apply. If you want to get fancy, there's a little bit of skin smoothing. We all could use that. I know I could. And when you click on your video preview, you could also mirror your camera or turn it off. And that's honestly what I'm going to do here. Down below, you see that it has which page is selected. So if I was to start recording, you can see my microphone's being detected. I've turned off the video and I could hit record. It's going to appear on this first page. If I don't like the location of that video, I can move it anywhere I want. This little thumbnail, because the video's muted, is going to be this little silhouette. And I'm going to quickly demonstrate me just doing a voiceover. And I want you to watch what's happening down here regarding the timelines of this. So I'm going to do my intro. Those of you, when you turn this into me, just give it a quick hello and something so we know who is the person recording. Here we go. Welcome. I hope you have a great year. If you have questions, just ask. And this is moving on. I can click page 2 now. And I want you to notice here what's happening to the timeline. This is page 2 and I'm still recording. Yep, this timer started over and I'm on 10 seconds. So you click done. It's allowing you to preview what the slide would look like. And then I could even play it back if I needed. And I want you to notice here what's happening. Okay, so I only played page 2 because that's where it is selected. I'm good. I'm going to just save and exit here and it'll bring me back to the editor. And I want you to notice here what's happening to the... Now I'm in the timeline view. I see the play bar. I'm going to grab it, drag it back. And sorry again, if the background music's super loud, it might be very loud to you. And I want you to think about what I've produced so far. Let's just listen. Welcome. I hope you have a great year. If you have questions, all right, I need feedback from you guys. What are potential problems with my project so far? And you can unmute your mic or you can just put it in our chat. And those of you watching the recording, I'm sure you have ideas already. So I'm going to wait for some feedback from you telling me what is wrong with the project, if anything. Okay, so somebody said you could not hear the recording. Yeah, okay, my recording. And we see my voice. Okay, yeah, my voice can't be heard over the background. Yeah, that music is crazy loud. So this is where we start working with the editing tools that I introduced a little earlier. Always when you bring in background music, I don't care where it comes from or what video editor you use, it's always way too loud. And often I will be turned away from a video on YouTube for that alone. Audio is only there to support you. And so right now it's way overbearing. We can't hear the voice, and the voice is what's most important. So here's where I'm going to work. Because I'm in the timeline view, I can see this audio track, and when I click on it, I get those ellipses, and I can click to adjust. So I need to actually not adjust the length, I need to adjust the volume. So right up here, it's in audio effects. I see the speaker. It was set at 61. I'm going to tell you all, easily 10 is going to be plenty. So that's where I'm aiming this. And I'll bring my play bar back. And let's see how that sounds. Welcome. I hope you have a great year. If you have questions, I think the voice is still pretty quiet. So again, audio effects is still up here and I can change the volume. I don't have to use this. Yep, I gotta have to use the sliders. So this one, we're gonna really bring it down. And it's affecting the entire audio effects track. Let's rewind. Welcome. I hope you have a great year. If you have questions, mine seems pretty quiet still, in my opinion, but I would like to edit the volume, and maybe it's so bad I'd have to take out this audio altogether. So there are some tools here that I can work with. I'm going to move the play bar to do something called splitting. So maybe toward the end of this, I really don't need the music. It was just there to start us off. And wherever I land and leave this play bar, then I can right click and I can split the audio. So that's something you can do. Then this is a separate audio piece. I can change the volume on just that. And I could even choose to delete it. But let's say I just choose volume and I do a mute. That way this piece is muted. It's there in case I need it back. And then I'm going to move here with my playhead toward the end. Let's listen to how the split would sound. I can click page 2 now. And I want you to notice here what's... Okay. What do you guys think of this right here at the split? Any problems? Like, does that seem polished? Does it seem professional? Is it okay to just like lose music that quick? Put in our chat here your opinions. Oh, someone's asking, I will play it again. Sure, yeah, that was pretty quick. You probably weren't thinking to listen for that. I can click page 2 now. And I want you to notice here what's happening. Let's see what that's like. I'll play it one more time. This is moving on. I can click page 2 now. And I want you to notice here what's happening to the time. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I have in my chat, it seems abrupt. We need a transition. And there are audio tools for that. And you'll find them here, wherever we click on our little dots here. We have some, let me make sure I look in the right place. There we go. It was under our ellipses and it has audio effects. We could do a fade in, we could do a fade out. So I'm going to need a fade out. And I'm going to the maximum amount of time. Earlier, this video clip was only 10 seconds. Now it's up to 15. So this will adapt to however long that recording was. I think that's kind of cool. And then down here below, you can see this purple line gradually going down to nothing. That's our fade out being applied. So let's play that back again. If you have questions, just ask. This is moving on. I can click page 2 now. So that was a little smoother and the music goes away without us noticing it going away. That's the point. It's there to support us, not be noticed. That's how transitions between slides should be as well. And that's a feature you find just by clicking right in between. So we're working on audio right now. I could also do a fade in. I can make that maximum. And I look below, I see a fade in, I see a fade out. And 15 seconds is kind of long. I'm kind of rambling. Right. Welcome. I hope you have... I don't say welcome for a long time. And this is something I want to point out to you because when you go to record yourself, you'll probably be looking for how to edit your audio. And you're not going to find it. Your audio is not down here. This is only the supporting music, the audio effects. This is something you might forget, and I hope by talking about it here and now, it sticks for you. That to adjust the audio from your voice recording, video recording, whatever you want to call it, you need to click up here in the preview pane. Now they have ellipses here as well. And we can do a lot of different things. The one that I hope you remember and take away with you is to show the timing and watch what happens to the timeline down below. This is not going to be seen unless you click your recording and ellipses to click show timing. That's how you'll be able to work on the audio that goes with your recording on top. I can click that and see it doesn't have the wavelength bars the same, but I do get these tools up here. So if I want to shorten just that recording, I can click the scissors here.
Welcome.
All right, so it wasn't until about here that I said welcome. So I can drag and pull off about, let's see if 2 seconds is too much.
Welcome.
Okay, that looks great to me. So that's where I'm going to start this recording. And I'm going to just say done. That's all I was here. We could trim off the beginning. We can trim off the end. If you need to do more than that, you're not going to have the ability to split this one the same way because it's it didn't know if maybe you had video you were working with, but typically that's where our mistakes are made. They're at the beginning when we flub up or at the end when we have too much dead air that we want to remove. So keep that in mind. We don't have the split ability with the top track because that is a separate video recording on top. But I shortened it. Now this is down to 13 seconds. This used to be 5, but it automatically expanded to be 12. And we have the audio fade out. So I just have voice at the end. So this builds very quickly. It can be complex, but hopefully we're going through this simply enough that you guys can follow. If I look here on the left, notice something. These audio recordings are being stored and I could reuse them. I can, in case I delete them here from the project, now I can find them back here in my recordings. And some of these I've done, I recorded my video earlier, and that was for this how to apply for Canva video. So it's a nice way to pull in recordings from past projects and maybe have a compilation video at the end. Now, let's get back and see, do we have anybody here? That is another poll question I have. Do you want to record yourself or move on? And we had everybody already tell me, no, we're going to go ahead and move on. Let me show you the next type of recording you can do. So it still says record yourself. It is not obvious at the beginning, but if I look up here at the top right, this time it popped out with options. So if you don't see this and you forgot, yikes, I need to record my screen. How do I get off of my camera? Look up here at the top right. So that's another takeaway. These are just 2 areas where I felt it wasn't as intuitive as I would have liked. So up here, it was hard for me to find. I switched from camera. I can do camera and screen. I can just do screen. I need to pay attention to which page I'm working on as well. So there's already action on this first page. This is the background I picked out for the screen recording. And now up here, I'm going with camera. Let's see, what do I want? Nope, I don't want camera. So I can take that off. I can actually just pick screen. And so that little silhouette will go away completely. No camera, just sound. You know what? I don't even need the sound. Let's cancel that. I am going for just screen only. Sometimes it's hard to drive the mouse and talk at the same time. So I wanted to demonstrate to you guys, you can just record your screen, but you have to make sure you come here and make sure you have no microphone. You don't want to have sound. So when you go to screen, you should be able to have the option to mute. I'm going to have to wait till I pick my screen first. Your choices, you can do a tab. If you have multiple computer monitors or your entire screen, those would show up here. So monitor 1, monitor 2. I also have different windows that are open on my computer, no matter what monitor it is. But I'm going just with tabs. If you have a single screen and you just have it open in another tab, this might work for you. I like this one because I don't have to trim off the beginning of me switching screens from one window to the other. So I'm going to pick, let's see, Canva Home. Just want to show you guys how you can get to video tutorials. When I hit share, it takes me to this screen just so I can get ready, but I'm not recording yet, despite this little red dot being up here. So let me come back, and over here now I can say no microphone. I don't need to have my voice. There's already audio on top of page 2. No camera, no audio, just the screen. And I'm going to hit record. So I have 3 seconds to get back to that tab. Oh, I didn't want that tab, wrong one. This tab. So I might have trimming after all. And what I want to show you all is you can click on Learn, go to their design school, and you can find a ton of tutorials. My advice for you is take their tutorials with a grain of salt. They're going to show you some features that are for pro level, and keep that in mind. It might be a feature that you don't have access to. So I'm going to leave the screen, and then I can come back to the tab and click Done. I can play it if I like it. I'm okay. Then I can save it and exit. So this was 12 seconds, and all of a sudden it expanded to 41 seconds. So I like this about the pages. It just expands if needed. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, preview what I have. And you guys are going to hear that the audio was from earlier.
And I want you to notice here what's happening to the timeline. This is page 2 and I'm still recording. Yep, this timer started over and I'm on 10 seconds. And I want...
So this is audio I could roll away, right? I can mute it, I can delete it. Then I could come back here, do a screen recording on page 2 with the audio that belongs to this. If I'm really particular and I want to break apart how I do my recordings. But I certainly could have unmuted my mic and done it all at once if I wanted. So this is my assignment. I have my intro of 2 pages. It has audio that I recorded and a little screen recording. It's up to you if you want to show me a screen recording. I'm just happy if you send me something that has a intro that you got from templates. It has a little bit of your audio from a microphone. Hopefully you have a mic at the time you turn this in, and you're just going to email it to me. So let me see here if we have any questions in our chat. I don't see anything from anyone. And if you have questions, please put them in anytime, and then I'll catch up on them as I have a moment to do that. And let's see with our polls, this is my last poll. Do we have anybody wanting to record your screen like I just demonstrated, or would you like to move on? So I'm going to wait for more of you to respond. You'll see that on your screen. I'm asking the question. Okay, we have 11 joining us. And I see 8 responses. I think we have a pretty good landslide there. We're going to end that poll. You all can see we're moving on. So those of you watching the recording, that was kind of nice that I didn't have to do a bunch of pausing. But we have everything going on here, multiple layers. and background music, and hopefully you understand each piece of those layers. But this project is no good unless you share it with somebody. So let's talk about that real quick. Up here at the top right, I have share, and I have choices. I can share this out to Google Classroom. So that might be one way you share your intro video. You can select a class, and an action could be just to make an announcement. It could be material, and maybe it's something they need to watch and respond by adding a Google Doc. So this is a simple announcement. And I can say, welcome to my class. I didn't come up here and title this nicely, so it's going to display this awful title, but I'm doing this quickly for all my students. And that's been posted. So that's one way to go about it. If this is not for the students, maybe you want to present this out and it's rotating and looping in the classroom, you do have a present option. And we have full screen, presenter view. You can present and record. So that's nice as well. And there's an autoplay feature. I don't want to present mine right now. We've seen that enough. You have a view only link. This is nice if you're going to put this out on your website. If you have a classroom website, social media, this could be the link that you post out from Facebook or Instagram. And then you can copy the link. That way, no one has to have an account and they can view only. I highly recommend quickly copying that, going to another window or another browser and pasting it so you are certain that it works how you expected. So here I have a 55-second video.
Welcome. I hope you have a great year.
So that looks good, and I can close my test window. And let's see what else we have. There is more even if you wanted to download this. That way you're not tied to this account. And you can store these videos locally. That way students who are doing work for you then could put it in turn it into you through Canva or Schoology or Google Classroom. They could also add it to possibly a project that they're working on in another application. What is different here is that you can split it up and only download one page. You can download the pages as separate files in case these are a page per student's work. You can keep them all together and then download. It's going to suggest an MP4 because that's a common video format that's pretty universal across devices. And I'm going to click more to only show you one more feature I'm excited about, that you could build a QR code. So this would be a QR code for this design, and that could be put on your classroom door. It could be put someplace where people can scan it with their phone. And the only issue this has is that it's only going to pick one of the pages. So keep that in mind if you're going to use the QR code feature. It only works for one of the pages, which is a little disappointing. There it is. I could even hold up my phone right now and test out the QR code, but no need to do that at this time. So these are many options, and I could do that all through this share button. I'm going to stop here and check out my chat here. Does it have a button to email? So that's the question in my chat. And let's see, we have anyone with the link? Oh, these are collaborators. Sorry, I didn't think about that, but I'm looking for the email one that I was just asked about. Often you can just grab the one that is the view only link. Honestly, I copy that. Then I go to my email and I paste it there. Because right now, it's not like my mail account is set up. Other than being used for my account, mail doesn't really flow back and forth through here. So I'm going to say that's my fix. If I want to email it, And then another question, when is the video we need to make that's due? Yeah, that's fine. As long as those of you who are live, you are definitely spending the hour with me. I'm going to kind of give you guys a pass. The assignment is more for those who are watching the recording, because I know you are able to play back at different speeds and could get this done shorter than an hour. Hopefully you're multitasking and you can get your small project done within the time you watched. Our class did a lot of we did a lot of passing. So live viewers, no assignment, only for recorded participants. So because this did take a little longer than I expected. Of course, when you rehearse things, they always go quicker than I anticipated. We would have blown through this. Great questions, everybody. And thank you for being active participants when I asked for questions. I'm going to stop our recording here. And that way, those who have the assignment, they have a little more time to work on it.